All right, hey Nicole here. So we're going to do a little series about, we continue with our series Learning the Birth Chart, but I would like to talk about each of the zodiac signs. And I've briefly in other videos, I've talked about the zodiac signs relative to moon sign, Venus, and Mars, but I would like to talk about the general kind of archetype of each of the signs. So this first one's going to be about Aries, since it's the first in the zodiac. Aries is a fire sign. Okay, so if you remember from the other videos what that means to be a fire sign, you're going to be somebody who has a hunger for life, constantly looking for new experiences and dynamic outgoing energy. This is also a masculine sign. The ram is it's the symbol that we use when we think of an Aries. It's interesting because I typically, with my use of the zodiac, I very rarely actually think about the traditional symbols that are applied to each of the zodiac signs. But at any rate, for an Aries, of course, we have a ram, which is this sort of steadfast animal that is going to climb up to the top of the mountain quite sure-footedly. It's going to get to the top no matter what. But when I think of Aries, I think more of the archetype, the Fool card from the Tarot deck. And I've mentioned this before, but an Aries it's the first sign in the zodiac. And if we are to look at the zodiac as a progression through either an individual human being's life from birth to death, birth with Aries, death with Pisces, or sort of like the soul evolution, if you're a brand new soul and perhaps you were born as an Aries, what that would sort of look like. So as the Fool in our journey, the protagonist, the guy just setting out on his journey, the Aries individual is very much interested and concerned with their own individual path, right? They're concerned with what is it they want to do with their life. It's been said that Aries is a selfish sign, and it's more out of a place of as though a little child, the way a small child can be egocentric, they're supposed to be that way, right? Children, that's how they learn, is through sort of believing they're the center of the universe. And that's how it plays out with an Aries as well. They're so focused on their own sort of goals, what it is they want out of life, that they sometimes can forget about other people's needs. And they are a fire sign, so they can also hurt other people, burn other people, without even really meaning to. Aries can be on the shadow side. They can be quite brash. They can be outspoken and rude and, again, a little bit thoughtless, careless about other people's feelings and emotions. They can also be quick to get bored with something, just like a child gets bored. I like to apply the symbol of a child to Aries more so than the ram. So think of a small child, think of springtime, right? Because this is the beginning of the year, the zodiac year. This is the spring equinox. So these people are fresh and alive and vital and active, right? This is like new life, springtime. But they're also at times, you think of a horse out at pasture. So you put a horse out at pasture in springtime, you just let them eat all of the brand new, really super green, fresh baby grass. They can founder, they can get really sick. And that's kind of like an Aries. So Aries can sometimes be over enthusiastic and they can burn themselves out. They can burn so hot and so bright over something and be really passionate about starting something, but then they have a problem with finishing it, okay? And the way that the zodiac signs play out is going to be through our individual planets, okay? So an Aries sun is different than a moon in Aries. And the Aries sun is going to be your general ego. It's your general life force, your essence is going to be that of the warrior, that of the protagonist. This is your journey, your story, okay? If you have got a moon in Aries, this is different. This means that emotionally, you're going to approach life in a way that is actually, Aries and the moon do not really get along very well. We're combining the fighting energy of the warrior with the moon, which the moon is about home and just keeping things calm and sedate, and the womb, right? Like growing things. You put these two things together and they don't go together so well. So an Aries moon is going to be somebody who has a lot of fight to them. They're impatient. They're quick emotionally to take action or to fall in love or to fall out of love or to, they have to have something they're excited about. And this is the same for an Aries sun, but it's going to be modified by the person's moon. But if moon in Aries, also these people are, they feel emotionally excited and moved by acts of bravery, by people who are protecting others, by people who are doing those things that most people are too afraid to do. Okay, that's going to appeal to an Aries sun or moon, really. Now, also shadow sides. So let's talk a little more shadow material. So also with Aries, an issue you can run into is, I think maybe I already said this, but this problem with finishing things, okay? Great leaders, they're great at like being at the front of the pack and just kind of not really afraid about what they're going to encounter in the jungle, right? But not always great about, they can get distracted and forget where they're kind of headed and head off into other directions and other tangents. So, you know, this can happen. And also Aries can be, like I said, they can have this fighting, this brashness about them where they just kind of could give a, you know, and they will just walk away. They're just like, I'm done. And they're fine, a very independent energy with Aries, okay? They have no problem with being alone, although they need other humans to stoke their flames, right? They need other people so they can really truly be passionate. I mean, no Aries is really going to be excited about being perpetually hermetized, making up a word. Okay, so they do have no problem just kind of Aries rules the knife, so they have no problem like chopping somebody off and just walking away. But then many times once they've done that, they're like, oh crap, I shouldn't have done that. Not always, but a lot of times. This is very Arian. But at that point, they're also too proud to go back and change things many times. So they just go along their way and deal with things as they will come. So anyway, that's Aries. Also remember, Aries is the warriors. This rules war. If you've got somebody who has a lot of Aries or Mars in their chart, this is somebody who they need fight, they need friction. And traditionally, if you were to look at like a relationship of synastry or a composite chart, and let's say the chart had a lot of Martian stuff, so, or a lot of Aries, a lot of, you know, fire in the chart. Traditionally, maybe an astrologer would look at this and say, this is not a very harmonious relationship. But if you have Aries in your natal chart, you need a little bit of friction, okay? You need this push-pull, stop-start kind of, there always needs to feel like there's a little bit of elusiveness, a little bit of a chase, because that's fun. Like Aries would be bored to tears if things were just all figured out and all placid and just there was no more chase left, right? The Aries would die a little inside. So if you have Aries, or anybody you love has Aries, Sun or Moon or Venus or Mars, any of their sexual planets, as far as relationships go, they do need active fun, you know, like you. And another thing, this too. Aries have no patience for, and especially I suppose Aries Moon, have no patience for people who don't figure their shit out, you know. Figure it out. They have very limited patience for people who wallow in their sorrow. You know, it's one thing to be sad. I mean, they can be compassionate, but like when you are just constantly wallowing in your sorrow, going to other people to fix your problems, like can't just figure it out on your own, that sort of emotional weakness, an Aries moon or even an Aries sun might find to be a little bit distasteful, kind of like figure it out, get your act together. It's not that tough, you know, or whatever, you know, suck it up. This is this kind of like warrior thing. And vice versa, that's another shadow problem with Aries is many times they have a hard time asking for help. They have a hard time showing that they are vulnerable because they're human. Everybody has all of the zodiac. They have water too, just like everybody. So, but it's through the lens of Aries that prevents them from, you know, being wounded, I suppose, or showing their woundedness. So if you have an Aries in your life, just be patient with them, pat them on the head, give yourself a hug. Anyway, I can say that I'm an Aries moon. So, all right, next on to Taurus. Okay, bye.